Hey everybody, welcome to Hilltop Machine Works. Time to get back on this desk lamp project. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and get these little columns or connecting studs, I guess you can call them, whatever, welded in, and that way while they're cooling, then we'll go over to the mill and we'll mill the slots into these supports that hold the brass rod in. So right there, hopefully you guys can see that in the light. I don't know if let me see here, let me move you around a little bit and try to keep you in frame. Not sure how the welding shots are going to come out since I don't have a lens on this camera right now. Not much room to get in here, but I don't want to have this thing pull on me. The clamp is a little bit in the way. Alrighty, I'll get the other three knocked out. Okay, the welding is all wrapped up. Got you over here. Excuse me. At the mill, and we'll go ahead and get these slots milled in. 5/16 end mill carbide, and I found my center. Now I'm just going to fire up, and we'll find our depth here. Get my quill on. Alright, we'll do that at 0. Come on. And let's see how 100 thou if it likes that or not. I'm just hand feeding it, trying to get the feel for the machine. Alrighty, I'm gonna go down another 100 thou, just rinse and repeat. Just finished that pass. Now I'm just test fitting the power cable, and we got plenty of room. Cool. Alright, that'll work. Let me get the other one knocked out. So both of them are done. They're milled out, and got that one positioned the way I want it. So let's go ahead and run a little weld bead on her so she won't go anywhere. I'm just going to hold it down. It should be good this way. Plus I can see a little better. Now she's mooring. Alright, get the wire out. Those are my spacers. Alrighty, that ain't gonna go anywhere. So let me do the second one. Well guys, I think that is about all we can do right now. Waiting really for stock to come in, waiting for that bar so we can build the bracket to hold the valve cover to the brass rod, and then I also need the brass cover plates to come in. And I ordered a couple cool switches. I was originally going to use just standard rocker switches, and I wanted to make something different. I was batting around different ideas, so I just ordered these basic ones, and they work obviously, but I wanted something else to jazz it up and stay with the theme. So then I thought, well, hey, what about just regular, keyed ignition switches? So I got online, and sure enough, I found some universal keyed switches. So I've got those ordered, so that would be cool. So the key was sitting here, and you turn the lamp on, or you can turn it off with the key. I think that was a really good idea. So once those come in, then we're going to use a piece of the brass block that we got that we'll have to drill it out, cut it in an angle, make it look nice, and then it'll sit right on top of that piece of brass cover that we got. So like I said, that's all we can do right now, guys. Just we're gonna have to put this on hold, and we'll get back to it once the stuff starts coming in the mail. Well, I figured I'd just go ahead and notch the ends. I went ahead and did a skim pass, so I trued up the bottoms. And then here's one already done. I can get it in the light a little bit better. So, did a 250 thou pass. Plenty of room for the electrical cords. Got you guys over here at the do-all, and gonna go ahead and get the brass rods cut to length. Alright, we'll get them over to the mill and just do a little facing cut, get these square, and then we'll need to mill one notch for the electrical cord to run through. Alrighty, I already took a facing pass off, and then we're just going to go ahead and notch the top. Alright, that's 300 thou. That should be plenty. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the other one off camera. Well, I have to give kudos to the shipper, because if you remember, I went in and I ordered this big old brass bar on Friday, and yesterday, you know, I go in after we've been out here working on a Sunday, go in Sunday evening, get some dinner, and start looking at eBay and whatnot, and it says this thing was delivered. I was like, what? So I checked my mailbox on a Sunday night, and they actually delivered this bar on a Sunday. Talk about awesome. I mean, that was like 2 days. I didn't expect it. Didn't eat that fast, but that was a bonus. So here we are Monday, and we got material. So what I need to do is, I got some layout, and I need to make that top bracket something like this, but obviously I want to make it a little more ornate, and do some filing on it, make it nice like Tom Lipton does. So I'm just kind of going to get an idea of what I want. The overall length, I think, is going to be 2.5 inches. And obviously we don't need to do this to the thou, but since we've got the caliper here, we'll just go ahead and do it. About 2.499, that's close enough. And this end is saw cut, so it's pretty close, but it's pretty smooth actually. That'll give us in the ballpark, and let's get the center of that. So we want 1 1/4, because that'll be the hole for the tube. And 1.2. Hold on. Getting there. Alright, here we go. That should be that. What we want. Alright. Cool. Alright. So that's where the hole is going to go for this. And let me go ahead and get that centered and get my screw holes lined up and all that. I don't want to bore you with the layout. I'll bring you back once I kind of got everything done. Well, I just tickled myself because I started getting that piece of brass laid out and ready to drill that hole, and I realized shoot, it's metric and I need a flat bottom. So this is my measly metric stuff. That's just a cheap high-speed steel. That's that cobalt set I got from Banggood, and I had this drill, which, believe it or not, is a freaking 20 mil. So I bought two of them. I can't remember why. So I've got the exact drill bit I need. And what's even better is this is my little box of metric stuff, the few metric end mills I got, and in there was this one, and lo and behold, 20 mil. So the machining gods are smiling down on me today. So I don't have to order anything. I can get the hole drilled, and then we can flat bottom it with this end mill, and life will be perfect. So awesome. Today is starting out to be a good day. So almost made a technical error. I decided to just double check something, and I'm glad I did, because I had just laid out the center here, and we were going to put the hole in there, and that's where the tube would go. But I started thinking, oh wait a second, there's a lip on the valve cover, which means this is against the valve cover. The pole has got to be offset to be able to clear the lip. So I'm glad I double checked before I drilled, because that would have been major bozo. So we got to figure out the distance, and a good time to use the old adjustable parallels. Let me get a little bit of a... These are just an import set. I cleaned them and lubed them so they slide real good. But kind of get over you guys. That looks just about there. Just get her tightened up. And let's see what we got. $430. All right, so we have to offset it that much. So this will be my new line to work off of right here. And let's see, so do 430. Let's see, we got 1.25 minus 0.430. Oof, 0.820. And we divide that by 2 is 0.41. It's going to be tight. So that would be the center of my hole right there. I wouldn't need to drill. It only gives me a little bit of wall though, I'll tell you what. Alright, let's get over to the mill. Got the block in. Here's my reference. This is my X and Y 0, so I can repeat for block number 2. Came in half the distance of the block, 1 inch, 250 thou. And I ended up coming in I want to say 0.475, almost half an inch. So I already spotted it, and gonna run the spiral flute in. Watching my quill. I'm gonna go 600. And let me vacuum this up instead of throwing it everywhere. Hang on, guys. So I grab bottom. All right, time for the mill, end mill that is. Let's clean the bottom up. Ah, boy, it grabbed it, didn't it? Alrighty, I'll make sure everything's tight and we'll try it again. Well, I changed to a fine feed since it wants to grab. Just trying to clean that bottom up, slowly going down. Cut's fine as long as I get a good feed on it. We're almost to my numbers. I just vacuumed it up, trying to keep the chips out. As you know, brass is grabby. We got about 50 thou to go. And that should be it right there. Alrighty. Vacuum it up and see what it looks like. Alright, we got a nice flat bottom hole. Sweet. Alright, let's get it out and check it out. So this is the hole we just made, and let me... Oh yeah. Oh nice, I like it. See, that didn't leave me much edge. That's why I had to add a little bit, just to make sure we had clearance. And that'll clear the lip. Let's go over to the valve cover. Let's see if we can do this. So I cut out that tang that was in the middle, like these on the ends, to give me a little more room. That way I could actually get part of that tube in there. Hopefully you can see that. And glad I did, because this is what it's going to look like mounted. I mean, just barely. Hopefully you can see that. It's kind of long, so I'm trying to get it in the light. So can't get any more precise than that. Perfect, cool. So I'll go ahead and do number 2, and then we'll have to drill some holes through here, and then start cleaning up all the corners, making it look nice. And I need to mill this end here just to clean it up. Now I'm just getting the ends cleaned up. That's the second block. I'm just using that same 20 millimeter end mill since it was in there. And it's new and sharp, so. Alrighty, let me flip that one around and then I gotta do the other one. So now I'm just drilling the mounting holes. Well, got both blocks finished with those two operations. Now what we got left to do is I've been looking at how to clean these corners up. The block's going to mount this way. This will be the valve cover side. So about kind of putting a radius on these corners here, taking this much material off. And then also we need to drill out a hole for the electrical wire. So if that's the depth, basically. Well, let me do it this way. It would be like that. So where that's going to be on the inside, so the wires have got to run. So it'll be coming through there, through here, into here, and then of course out the bottom. But actually it's this end, because the double end is going to be in the bottom, because the cord comes in the back and then comes into the keyed switch. So like I said, I'm just kind of playing around, seeing how I want to radius these corners. I think that's about what I'm going to go with. So it's dinner time. Gonna wrap it up for tonight, and we'll get back on this tomorrow, and we'll do some more mill operations. Thanks for hanging in there, guys.